listings to leads, and we're going to do the office and large agent call here for Facebook marketing. I do set up the offices, as I mentioned just a minute ago. You can go to our office tab and you can fill this out here. You can also see my email, Vince, and you can contact me there if you got questions about what we're talking about today, or if you want to find out how to get your office up and running, or if you just run into snags. And we're going to talk about that right now. Is how do we, as an office or a large agent, use Facebook? Okay, and that's really key. And really the big difference is when you are when you're somebody with a large amount of listings. Well, what's that? What's that? Of course, everything's kind of running slowly. So guys, can you check again? Do I sound okay? Because it sure feels like things are running a little bit sluggish here for me. Okay, good, good. Where do we access the calls? Where do we access the recording? Okay, great. So everybody, when we log in, we come to this page, and right here, I want to just point out, because I'm going to show you two kinds of tools, okay? A listing landing page and a property valuation landing page. There are a lot of tools you can put on Facebook, and we definitely recommend that you mix them up a bit, but these two tools are the main ones that I definitely want you to understand, okay? And seller lead gen is right here under this second green button. So when we click this, these are the instructions. And it's good you're on this call because some of the instructions are out of date, right? They're just, things change so fast, and what we learn, we're learning new stuff all the time. So it's good that we're kind of all talking together, because I get a lot of feedback every day of what's working and what's not working. I want to make sure that we save each other's time, because when you're doing ads and they're not working, you typically get frustrated, right? I mean, that's going to make sense. So we're going to start first on property valuation landing pages, and then we're going to get into listing landing pages, okay? So we're going to talk about how to get a seller first. And you do that by first watch this video under the green, watch everything here, and then click landing pages here. So the instructions kind of cover how to do all this. But I'm going to just point out, I'm going to click here, property valuation pages are right here. But let's imagine that you've got a new business, or you've got a new area that you want to focus on, and you need to get that inside this system. And how do you do that? Now, when you sign up, we might actually be creating these for you, but just in case they're not there, this is how you do it. You click on landing page, and you go right over here, and I'm going to type in Myrtle Beach, okay? Myrtle Beach. And type in how you want it to look, okay? You don't need to type in the state or anything like that. Don't put in a zip code here. Put in your town, your neighborhood, your county, your farm, right? Whatever you feel like you want to do, but just like that. Spell it and capitalize it properly and click save, okay? Now, once we do that, this really magic message here is going to say your series has been created. That means there is now a Myrtle Beach page under every one of these buttons, all right? And the one we're going to concentrate on right now is the property valuation, right here. So what we do, we've actually now, if I go to the bottom of my list, here's my Myrtle Beach page. And I'm going to say, hey, I want to see this. And so when we click that button, we get 5 options. And these are all different. There's a 2-page version and there's a 1-page version. One has autofill and one doesn't. And the difference of the 1-page version and the 2-page version is the 1-page version requires an email address up front, okay? And the 2-page version asks for the address first, but people can go away before they give you the email address. So you kind of want to think about that, because there are systems, there are websites where you can get their contact information, like Spokio and Phone Detective. You can actually drop in the address and they'll give you the contact information. And that means that if you use a 2-page version, you're going to get more leads, but you're going to have to do a little more legwork, or you can use this 1-page version, right? And that's going to require the email address with the listing address, but you're going to get fewer leads. So I'm going to click this top right one here, and this has got an autofill functionality. And what that means is that there's some kind of, like, I don't know, IP lookup and it can tell where I'm sitting, right? And it's running a little bit slow here because I got recording stuff going and et cetera, et cetera. But it's popping in my address. So the consumer can just go, whoa, that's it. Now, this is the default page. The background picture is a default picture, right? That may not look like your area, okay? That just, because you're all over the country, it may not look like your area. It's kind of a suburban pic that we got. It works for some, but not all. So we'll talk about what to do with that, okay? To customize that, let's go back here. And here's my Myrtle Beach. Instead of C, I want to edit. I can click this edit landing page link right here, okay? And it shows us all those views again. And you can see here's the image. That's that default image there that's sitting there. But I want to put something else in the background. I can click choose file right here. You need a minimum width of a picture of 1900 pixels wide, all right? And let's see here. I got, did I lose that? Oh, cool, I got a cool picture here. You'll like this one. I think this is a Myrtle Beach, I can't remember. But we upload it there. And I want to point something out here, okay? On this page, before I update it, there is something that says total ad views and unique views. It's analytics. And too bad the garbage can is in it. So this link here, what this means is how many times the pages that have been seen. Now we just saw one time, so it's one time, right? But when you're out there putting the ads on Facebook, Facebook's going to start telling you you got 30 clicks, and that should sort of jive with this. So it's the first kind of diagnostic when I start talking to people about what's going wrong. We want to go there and see, are people hitting this page? Because if they're not hitting the page at all, it means maybe you've got the wrong language on your Facebook ad and it's not compelling enough for people to click it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I'm going to save an update, okay? And what that does is that takes that really nice background picture. That's a beach, obviously. You could also put in a, what do you call it? Something like a cityscape, maybe a landmark, a well-known park, a bridge. But for property valuation, what we really want to sort of advise against is don't put a picture of one house on it, because it's sort of self-exclusive. If my home is not like that home, if I have a townhome, well, suddenly that's not relevant to me anymore. But this, because I live in Myrtle Beach, I kind of know like, hey, yeah, that's kind of, okay, I'm in Myrtle Beach, okay, boom. I click go, and when I click go, this page takes me automatically to Google Maps, and that's really exciting, and then it asks me for the email, okay? Some people will walk away here, and that's kind of just how it is, okay? If you want more leads, you got to use this one. If you want fewer leads with an email address, use the one-page version. That was an option when it popped up there. This is all taking a little bit long, guys, because I'm running GoToMeeting and I'm running recording software, so that's just, you know, it's not usually like that. And yeah, and boy, it even got it's even off. I don't live in that field there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So a lot walk away here, 78%. That's about right. That's about right. Jeff is saying a lot of people walk away here. So one thing that our clients are talking about is called Phone Detective. Let's see here. And also Spokio. And these are kind of like subscription plans, and you can actually on Phone Detective and Spokio drop in the address, and they will get you, I'm going to pull that up real quick, they'll get you kind of more contact detail, okay? But that's kind of a process. And the other thing I want you to all to be thinking of is, what are you going to do when you get those leads? Because obviously if you've got an address, that's a different kind of lead conversion as when you have an email address. But both of those leads are going to require a plan of action, and definitely get your mindset in that now, because people are coming to us getting recruiting leads and getting listing leads and this and that, and they don't know what to do. What do I do? Well, start getting a plan of action, okay? Because it's not, they're not going to just fill that out and walk in your office and fill out a listing agreement. That would be awesome, and that does happen, but not all the time. So we got to talk about lead conversion, and you need to think about that. So now that this page is created, And I'm going to go back here to get us to the one-page version just for the heck of it. The key here is how do we get people to this page, right? That's like the key. It's well now I need to get people to it. It's sitting in listings to leads, but nobody's going to find it there. So the number one way to get this in front of people in your market is to go to Facebook. Okay, you can do print strategy, and you know what you're going to know what that's going to cost and the time. You're going to get a handful of leads. You can take this page right here, and you can't see it, but there's actually a web address. And I'm sorry that I didn't have this view wide enough. It's right above on the top here. And I'm going to copy that web address. I'm just going to take my mouse and I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go over to Facebook. Okay? And Facebook's over here. Now, I'm actually on our business page right here, and I want to point out that we have a lot of free tools for marketing on Facebook, and this is one of them right here, right? It's our virtual tour. And this is awesome because it talks about you, the agent. It says, here's our tool. And if you have information, you have questions, fill this out. This is free stuff. This is the basics of listings to leads. You should definitely be using this because this generates leads too, and it gets you a lot of exposure. And anytime somebody clicks on a link over here, it's driving to you. And we want to drive more traffic to you so that you can get people into your hopper, right? So that's kind of how that works. Facebook is an important website. We've got a free strategy, and we've got a kind of a pay-per-click strategy. So let's get into the pay-per-click side of it, okay? So you're going to need a business page, and if you don't have a business page on Facebook right now, please don't go pay somebody a couple $100. Shoot me an email, and I will send you my little 4-minute video or 2-minute on how to create that page yourself. What you're going to need is some people to like it. So after you've created the page, just go invite your friends, right? Invite your friends to like it. You need 25 people to like it. And then once you've done that, Facebook is going to give you some tools. And you're going to find the tool that you need up here in this blue bar, right? And there's an upside down triangle, a triangle pointing down. Click it. And then says create ads. We're creating an ad, okay? So we're going to create the ad, and come on, do it. Everything's moving a little slow, guys, and my apologies. We do have a bunch of stuff here running here. So I think I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Oop. Do it one more time. Create ads. And I think we're going here. Yeah, I think we're going there. Okay, good. So let's see here. Give me a second, guys. My apologies for the slow motion. I'm getting a little red message here because I have an ad blocker on my browser because I just don't like seeing ads all the time, but ignore that. There are a bunch of options here. What we're looking for are clicks to websites, okay? And what is the website that we want to drive clicks to? This website right here. I already copied the URL, right, just a minute ago. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste. And I'm going to, yeah, that's it, that's what I want to do. And once I click continue, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little wheel spinning around on the bottom of this page. And that's because it's kind of, Facebook is about to do its magic. And we'll get there once this thing starts moving. This page here, it's kind of new. Make sure you tell it where you are. I'm in the West Coast. But then here is kind of the key, which is right here. And this is where it really starts to get important. And it's important because we actually have some out-of-date stuff out on our website. You want to drive this to a zip code, okay? So 94549 is my zip code. That's not the Myrtle Beach zip code, but we're just going to do it here just because I know my own zip code. And what it's telling me here is it's Lafayette, that's the zip code. And sometimes you get this default where it's like plus 25 miles or plus 5 miles, and you can do not do that. If you're doing a Myrtle Beach page, just have the people in Myrtle Beach see it. If you're doing a Lafayette page, just have the people in Lafayette see it. If you're doing a particular neighborhood like Milton Head, right, a Milton Head neighborhood, which is that's where you're building your farm, and you got a Milton Bed page, use that that area only. Because again, I'm in Lafayette, and if I do 25 miles out, people in San Francisco are going to see it. And if they see what is your Lafayette home worth in San Francisco, it's a wasted click. And I'm paying for clicks. That's what this whole thing is about. So you can change the date here. You can do it over 21 or 25, whatever you want, so sort of keep some people out. There are more demographics. I'm not really interested in, because I don't know where those demographics are. And I'm telling you this because clients come to me and say it's not working, and what do I got to do to make this work? Just focus on the zip code, okay? And then how much do I spend? Okay, wouldn't you want just homeowners? Yeah, Jeff, that's totally true. And when you know where that homeowner information is coming from on Facebook, let me know, and I'm going to stand right behind it. But right now, I don't know. But you are right. I just want homeowners to see it. I just don't want things getting self-excluded out. Okay? Yeah, I know where it is. I can see it. But I don't know where their data set is. Okay? I just don't know. I know that I have not gone to Facebook and said that I own a home, right? So I don't know how they're getting it. And for me, I kind of focus on what I know, and that's what I know, okay? So the budget per day, and this is really important, guys, because when you're doing some other tools, $5 a day is plenty. But when you're doing property listing valuations, I really recommend you do $20 a day, okay? And I want you to understand something. When you do $20, there is sort of a, and we can click on the advanced, there is something there that says it's 50 cents a click. It's 80 cents a click. That kind of changes on where you are in the country. So if you're doing $5 a day for property valuation, or $3 a day, I got somebody who called me today. I'm doing $3 a day because one of your videos says $3 a day. Well, $3 a day divided by 50 cents means 6 clicks. Okay, 6 people are going to land on that page maximum today. And as somebody, I think Jeff or David said earlier, it said, he's saying, I'm getting like very few, not everybody fills it out, right? So we want more, and that's why when we're talking about property valuation, seller leads, listing leads, do $20 a day and run it 3 days at a time, okay? Now, this has got some dates, so you definitely got to choose your date and obviously 3 days. I will give you little pointers as well, a little tip that we've heard. Some people say I get better leads on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, as opposed to the week. Other people tell me, no, it doesn't matter, I get leads all the time. And that's kind of your deal, right? That's kind of where you got to figure out what's going to work for you. Now, here is a section here about adding more images. And what this means is if you put different images, they're going to rotate what people see on Facebook, right, as it scrolls through. So as they go through, they might see a different image later. And not always the same image is going to be meaningful. Some people like to see kitchens. Some people like to see the backyards with a deck. Some people like to see the front homes. Who knows? But that's, you don't know and I don't know. But I'll tell you what, the analytics from Facebook are going to tell you what people click on more. And that's a good learning exercise. So add a few images from your area right here, okay? Up to 6. Then here's where we kind of get really important, right in this section here, all right? And the default is get the actual Myrtle Beach home, free expert valuation. That's just what it does right out of the box. Then it says, what is your Myrtle Beach? And that's because this headline here underneath the picture is related to this, right? And so this is kind of like standard what it looks like. And some people just go for it and push it and boom, and then they call me and say, Vince, I didn't get any leads. What's going on, right? Let me get a little water here. So this is what's going on. This wording is maybe not the best. So you got to think of what's compelling for a consumer to click on. What's going to get them motivated? And we have a couple ideas, and one of the ones that I really like is, hey, 30 homes just sold in Myrtle Beach last month. That's going to affect your valuation. How do you think that's going to affect your valuation? Get your value now, right? So I'm going to just change this headline to get your home value now. Whatever I type here, you can see it on the right underneath the picture. uh, is going to change there, right? It's gonna go a little bit slow here because I got all this software running, um, but that's kind of key, right? And then the other thing, this language up here, you know, when somebody owns a home, they're always wondering what homes are selling for, right? Right? So you can just say, hey, 15 homes sold in your neighborhood last month, right? And they know that that's a driver, right? Sold in your neighborhood last month. Okay. Something like that. If you got more, you know, powerful language, um, you know, put it in here. I don't want to kind of type more because it's dragging so badly. This is a call to action button, right? Add a button like learn more, right? And just so you know, and that's like the key. So when people call and they call me and they say, yeah, Vince, I'm not getting any leads, but I'm doing what you're telling me. The first thing we got to look at is what's that language above and below the picture, because this is exactly what consumers are looking at. All right. And if that's not like compelling, I'm not doing anything. All right. And 15 homes sold in your neighborhood last month. How does that affect your home value? Get your home value now, learn more. This is all like compelling. Okay, I get it, right? So that's like key. You don't have many characters. I don't know if you can see it here. There's a little one, and I got 44 more characters. I could put more there, but that's kind of the key there, okay? Now here's something, and this, you know, I got to go through this every day. Uh, this is the default. Put it on the mobile news feed, put it on the right column, and put it on partner mobile apps. Remove them all, okay? When you feel like you've got time and money to test, well, go ahead and add mobile and go ahead and add it to the right mobile or the right column. But a lot of people do that from the start and they get clicks, but they're not getting leads. And then they call me, okay? So that's why I'm telling you, what happens, the default is if you place this order by hitting that green button, this ad with that language and those pictures is going to flow in the center news feed. Just like the news that you follow and just like the pictures of your friends and family, it's going to be right there in the middle. And that's where everybody is. Not many people are looking over at that sidebar. And if somebody sees it on a smartphone, you don't know what they're doing on a smartphone. Are they in a cafe? Are they on a driving? Are they at their office? And do they have time to fill out that form if they happen to click on it? If the answer is no, well, you're going to pay for that click anyway. Okay? So I'm just telling you, stay off of the mobile news feed and stay off the right column and the partner mobile apps until you start getting leads and you're like, whoa, this is awesome. And now I want to try and do some other stuff. And then bang, go do that. Okay? Is everybody clear on that? Does everybody understand how to create a Facebook ad and what I want you to focus on? Multiple images. Get this language tight and make sure that that zip code is driving right there to the page and the direction you're looking at. Okay, everybody's saying yes, very clear. It's got to be clear, guys, because I'm telling you, I talk to people every day and it's not working. Then I talk to some people, and they're like, Vince, I did what you said. I got 90 leads in 2 days. Okay, so that's awesome, and that's why I want to do this with you. I want you to be really straight in understanding what's working. So that's how you get a seller listing lead. Okay, you get a property valuation page like this. I showed you where to create it, and you put it on Facebook, and you drive it to that thing there, to that zip code. What is the difference between the one page and the 2 page? This is a 1 page version right here, guys. It asks for the address, and actually this page is auto-filling the address, but when I click send now for my homework, it won't do anything until I put in an email address. So the pro is I am always going to get an email with my lead, right? The con is I'm going to get fewer leads, okay? So let's go back over here and let's look at the 2-page version. And this is the 2-page version, and it just asks for the address up front. And when I put in my address and I click go, it takes me to the next page where it asks for the email. You will get more addresses, but not every address is going to get an email. And some people say maybe 20% of the people give you an email. Okay? So that's what it does. That's the difference. More leads, fewer emails. Lucretia, I've got some weird language over there. I don't know if you're trying to ask me a question or if you fell asleep on the keyboard. But those are the tools. They're really great. I want to go back to landing page. There are also, I'm going to give you just a, I think, do we still have the what is your homework? So when you get good at seller lead generation, you got that up there and you're really like getting it going. I want to point out that this is how, when we started with what is your homework? And Myrtle Beach, I have one created in Myrtle Beach because it created a whole series. And it kind of looks like this. And this is a really old school squeeze page. Clients, after they learn the new look like this, which is super cool and modern, and they're excited by it, they kind of sometimes go over here and test this, and they come back and say, wow, I get better lead quality from this, right? Not everybody says that, but a lot of clients do. So I want you to be aware that that is an option for you under the landing page dashboard, right here. So what I'm trying to do is get you to get up and running and getting leads fast. After that, start your experimenting, okay? So I'm going to go over here. Let's see. I'm going to go to my listings to leads business page one more time, and I'll leave this page because we'll kind of restart, but we won't go as far in depth in Facebook because I think everybody sort of gets the concept on Facebook. So the other area, that's how we get seller leads. That is like #1 way to get seller leads, okay? The other part is, well, what do I do with listings? And I you know, a lot of you have listings, a lot of you are borrowing listings, and that's cool too. And you can do this with either of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a listing landing page, and we're going to put it on Facebook in the same way. And I'll show you a couple of other tools, and they are really useful, and a lot of people put it on there. But when we're looking for buyers, and when we're looking to advertise in this way, we're trying to do two different things here, okay? We're trying to build your brand and recognition on the space. So when you're an office, you've got a lot of tools, a lot of free tools, and I showed you right on our listings to leads page that you've got a lot of free tools that are going to go out there, and all those tools, they're going to have like various statuses like coming soon or just listed or price reduced or sold. They're also going to be talking about your agents or about you, right? I'm working with John Faber at Encompass, and this is our home, and the price has just been reduced, right? When you're in office, if you can get these tools into the market, your market, you're in a geographic zone where you might have 50 or 100 listings in a couple of towns. And that means that all of your clients who are on Facebook, they have a couple of hundred friends on Facebook. And if they just use our free tools, they're gonna get you a lot of exposure, right? And that's this kind of tool right here. So that's a free tool, right? So if I'm an office, that's like first and foremost, let's get our Facebook ads that are automatically emailed out to the seller and make sure the seller takes 2 seconds and pastes it up on the wall just like this, okay? But what if I'm an office and I want to generate more buyer leads, or I'm an office with a bunch of agents, or I'm an agent with a bunch of listings, and I want to generate more, just more leads, just in general. I got a buyer team and I want more leads, right? So I've got a listing over here on 1234 Main Street. And over here on this column, there's the Facebook one, and that's kind of the tool I just showed you. There's a listing landing page, okay? And there's a Google thing there, and there is a Facebook icon, and I clicked on it. And this is kind of what it looks like, right? And you recognize that cool photo that I have. So what that is, I'm going to show you how to create this, but we take this URL and we go through the process on Facebook. This time we can drive to a little bit of a wider zip code, okay? Because I misspelled it. This is Orinda, but I know that right outside Orinda, like 5 minutes away, is Lafayette. Thanks, Rick. Take care. Lafayette is right next door. Berkeley is right over there. Walnut Creek, and Moraga are all within 10 minutes away. So if I'm living in those areas, I might be interested in this home that is sitting right here in Orinda, right? I might be interested in that home. So I want to find out the current price, okay? So let's look at that, and I want to show you how to get to that. And let me see here. Let's see here under contract. I got to look at some of my other listings, guys, because some of them have the old school look, and then some of them have the new school look. So here's a picture. Here's one of a home. It's under contract. Same kind of, awesome look and feel. See if I can find another one down here. This is active, West Spencer Drive. Yeah. So when you get your listings, this is the default look. And the reason why that is it's choosing the #1 photograph from the MLS and putting it here. And this is a standard squeeze page. A lot of our clients get leads from this. And so for an office, one of the strategies that we talk about is if you've got a bunch of listings, get these tools out there for something like, $3 a day. Because you're saying to the market, I'm working in this zone that you live in, and I've got homes for sale. I have homes under contract. I have homes just listed in your zip code. And then when I also, at the same time, I'm asking you, would you like to know what your property valuation is? Well, I'm there because I've been marketing multiple times in the same zip code for $3 a day. Okay. So if you're an agent with 10 listings, you've got a lot of different, this is an old school landing page. This is the new school landing page. And you've got different looks and different tools at different times on the market for just a few bucks a day. Okay. So as an office, you can just run an ad for 3 days, $3 a day, and people are going to see it in the zip code and they're going to be like, oh, that's cool. And they can fill it out and bang, the agent gets a lead, right? Or that lead's going to go wherever you want to drive that. So that's really the key, is to take a landing page. I'm going to show you how to get from old school look here to new school in just a second. But keep some ads out there. So if you've got a bunch of listings, just keep them out there for a couple days, okay? So let's go over here and let's talk about how do we get that to look more flashy, right? And this is a little bit odd, so you got to follow me on this one. Click the virtual tour button. And on the virtual tour button, there's an option here to upload a high def or a high resolution photo. Specifically, it's got to be big, like 1900 to 2000 megapixels wide, right? And this one's even bigger, but I'm going to try it. I think it might be too big. Let's see. It might be too big. I can't remember. I know that this thing will shrink down. What it won't do is it won't expand out, because then it's going to make it look over pixelated, right? And that's doesn't look good in your marketing. So this is how we do it. And once we get a photograph that's large enough, this page is going to kind of refresh and the photo will be visible down below. Okay, so it says 100% now. Let's see here, it's there. And you see here, here's the picture. And down here it says listing landing page. I'm just going to click that radio button and save the edits. All right. And now when I go to this page, instead of looking kind of old school, which still we like, and if you've got a bunch of listings, just go for it this way for $3 a day. But if you want to take that extra step, and also this has a little, getting excited, you could also put the same ad for $3 a day looking like this instead. Okay? Did everybody see how I did that? Any questions there on how we made that look like a really cool ad tool? Is that pretty clear? Okay, so what I want to repeat is when you're doing these kinds of tools for a listing landing page, and that's what this is. So if you've got listings from other people or you've got your own listings and you want to get it sold, create a landing page like this And where are you going to get in front of more targeted people? Facebook. Okay? And you're going to go over to create an ad. We'll kind of go through it real quick. This time you don't need to be so tight on the zip code because, like I said, there might be people in adjacent towns that are going to be interested in looking at homes like that. It's kind of your choice, right? I mean, again, that kind of analogy. I'm in Lafayette, but you know what? Some people in San Francisco might want to buy a home in Lafayette, right? And so that's kind of cool to do. On the landing page thing, while we're waiting for this to bake here, Scott's got a really awesome. We've got some new tools coming out on the property valuation page in the next week or two. That we're going to have an option for the instant property valuation and a calendar to set an appointment with you right in the landing page. Okay, that's all like just going to be ready right there when you create it. So that's pretty cool. But right here we're doing clicks to website, and I'm going to take this page here, and the URL is on the top of my browser. I'm going to put it here, and this time and I'm just going to kind of show it to you real quick. You know, the people that I want to target, you're going to choose the zip code of the area where you want to focus on. Let's see if we've got more questions. It looks good there, guys. If you've got any questions, I'm kind of running along on time here, so let me know in the chat panel. I'll make sure and address them. We're going to move quickly here. The zip code is the biggest driver. Age, you probably don't want 18-year-olds or 19-year-olds looking at this, but use your judgment. But you know, the zip code and how far out of a reach, that's going to be the biggest thing there. But on this one, $3 to $5 a day. Set a time and run to it, and that's it, right? Use some images if you want to create different images here, and then also make sure that you've got something compelling that's going to make me want to look at this. Maybe it's a new upgraded kitchen, maybe it's awesome school district, right? Who knows? But put that here because that's going to get the consumer to click on that ad and get into the lead capture form. Okay, so guys, that's kind of it. We talked about how to run an ad on Facebook to capture right here, how to capture more buyer leads. And then we also talked about how to capture more listing leads. So are there any questions from you right now? Okay. With that, I'm going to kind of wrap up. We'll put this up on the Facebook page, and just if you have questions, contact us on the support page, and we can help you there very quickly as well. So everybody, let's see. Wait a second. I think I got it.